Hey everybody, Patrick here with Rap 4. It is October 29th, 2012, and this is Monday Night Paintball. We've got a great week of videos for you. We've got a customer submitted weapon of the week based on the T68 Gen 7. We're going to highlight some more USMG gear. This week we're planning on doing the battle belt and drop leg platforms. And last week we received a surprise visit from a member of our flagship team, Savoy 6, who tested out the 468 here at Rap 4 Ops. And now time for some paintball news and industry trends. It looks like the PSP World Cup was in Auburndale, Florida over the weekend. Over 350 teams from 38 countries showed up. That's a big increase from last year, which was 270 teams. And congratulations to Houston Heat, who beat the Tampa Bay Rampage for the overall title. Looks like there's a group of angry neighbors in Durham, North Carolina, who have posted signs warning speeders that they will be shot with paintball guns if they speed through the neighborhood. Now, the local police department says that that's highly illegal and they do not support it, and they also wish that they would take the signs down because it's distracting to drivers, but the residents are saying that they're seeing a positive reaction. We are not encouraging you to do so in your neighborhood, as that is illegal, but very interesting how getting your car painted is a bigger deterrent than, say, a ticket. Looks like pro paintball veteran Scott Kemp has left the Ironman and has joined Infamous. Now, apparently it had to do with coaching disputes, and it happened right before the World Cup. Very interesting move by Scott Kemp. Good luck on Infamous. And now we have a very nerdy but very interesting story. According to an MIT scientist, paintballs may one day save the planet. He says that if an asteroid or a comet were coming towards the Earth, if we painted the front of it bright white, it would collect enough photons from the sun to push it off course. Now that's a little bit over my head, but definitely interesting. So one day your Titman 98 may save the world. Alright guys, here is your 468 prototype spotlight of the week. This is the PRI setup. Now this was set up by Omar Macy, the designer of the 468, and it was field tested out at Operation End War 3 by JP, the Red General, Savoy 6, and AC Tactical. Now I'm going to go over the accessories on it for you. Starting from the muzzle, we got a BC muzzle brake attached to a 12-inch stainless steel barrel. Omar prefers the stainless steel barrels because they are weighted and it feels a lot more like a real firearm. Here we have a PRI Delta handguard in olive drab with some Magpul furniture. Got a Magpul AFG, rail covers, and backup sights. And this one has an Elkin 1 or 4 power scope, meaning that it goes from 1 power, no magnification, to 4 power with a flip of a lever. Very cool for the modern battlefield. Now here we've got a 13 CI air through stock system, mechanical trigger, and a DMAG well with a 14 round DMAG in it. Alright guys, so that's the PRI setup of this prototype 468. Next week we will be going over the Noveski. And that brings us to this week's topic of discussion, which is camouflage. How effective is your camouflage out in the field? Now, are you running around in a t-shirt and jeans, or are you all ghillie suited out? I'm really curious to hear about your experiences, if you feel that your multicam gear and your coyote vest, if that actually keeps you from being detected, or if it's more of just kind of tactical fashion. Go to our Facebook page, it's facebook.com/rap4usa, and give me your opinion. A few months ago we were talking about doing some videos based on paintball tactics. We're going to take some of the tactics, learn from the battlefield and real steel, and then apply it to paintball. Things like wearing a mask changes the battlefield a little bit for you. It's going to alter a little bit for you. But instead of making it its own series of videos, we're just going to incorporate it into Monday Night Paintball. So today what I'm going to talk about is transitioning from shoulder to shoulder. A standard strong side to weak side transition using a 1-point sling is going to look something like this. I'm just going to get myself a good thumb overboard grip. I'm going to take my firing control hand off the controls, grab the mag well, flip the buttstock up and over the sling, get positive control over these firing controls again, and come up and get a good thumb overboard grip. Now, when I'm shooting lefty, I have to close my right eye because I'm right eye dominant. So you'll see me winking when I'm shooting lefty. Definitely don't prefer it, but you need to know how to do it just because the battlefield dictates what you need to do. Also, when you're in this position, because the safety is now on this side, oftentimes you're going to put your thumb over the side right there to be able to operate it. And paintball, it's not that big of a deal. In shooting, your safety is a very big deal. So be sure to keep that in mind and how you're using this. Now, the first time I saw this was in The Art of the Tactical Carbine. It's a video by Magpul dynamics, and I watched Chris Costa actually do it halfway through a drill. However, he never mentioned it later. I haven't taken any of his classes, maybe he explains it in there, but in the rest of his videos I've never heard him discuss it. He does it for a half a second and I barely caught it. It was really interesting, so I'm going to go over it for you. This one, I guess we'll just call it a shoulder flip. You might have seen it in the 468 promo video that came out after Operation End War III, and here we go. So using a 1-point sling attached here at the rear of the receiver, I'm going to start off with a good thumb overboard grip, firing, and to switch over, instead of switching your firing control and your weak side hand, you're going to keep them the same and just switch the shoulder. Just going to flip it up and over the sling, back down on the weak side shoulder, switch aiming eyes, and you're good to go. Now this does keep your left shoulder a little bit more exposed than it would be if you changed firing side controls. However, it's really fast. It's extremely fast and a lot more simple because your firing hand remains your firing hand. You don't have to try to get that awkward grip the other way. It's pretty interesting. Definitely works. We saw a lot of people start using that out at Operation End War III. It was pretty effective to just spin around cover real quick, get a couple shots off and go back to the other side. Alright guys, now with a 2-point sling there's one added step. I'm going to start off with a good thumb overboard grip. Now the first step is to kick the sling up and over my weak side shoulder. Okay, go back to positive control on the weapon. Now I'm going to grab the mag well, flip the marker around, and continue to fire. Now those are the methods that I know of. If you have anything interesting, go to our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/rap4usa and show us your tips and tricks. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Now remember that Monday Night Paintball is your show. It's made up of all the content you guys give us on our Facebook page. So if there's anything you'd like to see in next week's episode, just go to our Facebook. That's facebook.com/rap4usa and shoot me a message. Just say, hey Patrick, in the next Monday Night Paintball I'd like to see whatever it may be. Looking forward to hearing from you. We'll see you out there.